I have sent endless names of amazing books, podcasts, and YouTube channels individually to people who have requested recommendations. I have now put them in one handy place. I've put together a PDF with all my favourite resources that have seriously changed the game for me before and after weight loss surgery. I can honestly say they have changed my life in so many ways. Just click the link in my Instagram bio or check out the description below so you can get your list. Welcome to the Gastric Mindset Podcast. Get ready to break free from the roller coaster of yo-yo dieting, the scars of diet trauma. I am Safi, a therapeutic coach who is 9 years post-op. As we delve deep into reshaping your mindset for long-lasting success, say goodbye to setbacks and hello to a future where regain isn't an option. Let's embark on this journey together to unlock our full potential. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Gastric Mindset Podcast. Today, I have an exciting guest from across the pond. I've had quite a few Americans lately, so we're just adding another one for just, we like a bit of change. So I'm gonna attempt to pronounce your name, but if you listen to my podcast, you know I'm so bad and I butcher the name. So, Kelvette, yay!
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. You nailed it.
Hi, tell us a bit about you.
I'm Kelvette. I had my surgery on July 26th, 2022. I am 18 months out, and I am I'm learning a lot about myself in this journey. Yeah.
Fantastic. Amazing. And where did you just tell us where you're from in America?
I am from Cleveland, Ohio, which is in the heartland of the United States. I live right by a beautiful body of water called Lake Erie.
Nice.
She's lovely this time of year.
Amazing.
And the weather's been gorgeous here lately. It's a little overcast today. I ain't even gonna kid. It's giving London vibes. So y'all got overcast days.
Yeah, it's all gray. Just never ending gray.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Yeah.
Fantastic.
But I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to share about my journey.
Amazing. And I just love having chats with people who understand the struggle, the ups, the downs. And I was thinking more for this series that I really want to get back to those roots of the lived experience, which is fantastic. So what's your journey been like with your weight struggles? Where did that start?
I would say from early on. I remember my mom always being like, "Oh, it's just baby weight. Oh, it's just baby weight." And that was like kind of her thing. And as I got older, the baby weight never shed. I never was able to shed my baby weight. Even when I was like 10, I was the biggest kid in my class, and chubby wise, not the tallest, never the tallest. I'm kind of short. And as I went on through school, I stayed chubby, but I was athletic. So I got away with a lot of things in terms of my being able to like keep my self-esteem up, because I felt competency in something makes your self-esteem a little better. So my competency, I was good at sports. So I was like, I don't care if I'm fat, I'm super athletic and I'm having a good time, and I didn't feel that, I felt shame because people are mean, kids are cruel. And back then kids could say anything they want to. And they would call it teasing or picking on somebody, but they were saying things that have left indelible marks on me. But it was all kids just playing, kids being kids. I went on to college, and I played some sports there. And then my weight got to my highest in college. I got up to like around 270s up around there. And I was struggling, and I went on a program called Body for Life, which if you find that book in your local bookstore, snag it. It's actually a good one. It's actually a good one.
Oh, okay.
So I did Body for Life. It was like a well-rounded eat healthy and exercise. And I did that, and I lost like 60 pounds in like 3 months. It was awesome. But it was all about exercise and eating right. That was the crux of the work. And then I gained it all back very quickly. Over the course of like a year and a half, I gained it all back plus some. Then once I got out of school, I start like within a couple years out of school, I started getting into the 300s. My weight just kept going up and up and up, and I couldn't figure out something to help me lose weight again. I remember getting up to like 400 when I was in my like 30s. And it was challenging because I didn't have that athletic background to like help me be super mobile and move around a lot. And I remember going to an alumni basketball game because I remember I was like, I'm sporty. No, you're not. You're old. You're not sporty. So I went and I played, and I hurt my knee really bad. And after I hurt my knee really bad, I was kind of like, oh, what am I going to do? And they were saying, well, maybe you could get a surgery. And I was like, there's no way I could get a surgery because I'm not mobile enough to be on one leg. Like I felt like if I was off my leg, I would be completely immobile. And at the time, dang the healthcare system, because I didn't want to take off of work because I didn't want to lose out on money. And it just was a bad situation. So I ended up gaining. And then I got on a doctor supervised program called Protein Sparing Modified Fast.
Okay.
And it was extremely helpful. I would once again, I would encourage anybody if they're looking for something, Protein Sparing Modified Fast. It was amazing. You have to do it under a doctor's care, but it was effective. I went to the doc, I lost like 90 pounds over the course of like 6 months or so. And it was wonderful. I was like, yay, because I'm able to lose weight. I know that. And after I got off Protein Sparing Modified Fast, which is so rigorous and strict, I think, I heard that, where this is going. I gained that weight. I gained all that weight plus more. So at this point, I'm well over 450 pounds. And I at that point, I was like, I could probably keep going. And my body was just under such stress. But I kept trying to keep going because that's what you're supposed to do. Keep going, live your best life, go. And not knowing how limited I was because of my body. But you don't know. I'm not going to beat myself up for it. It was, I was doing the best I could with what I had.
Indeed.
Yeah. So at that point, I had been asked, and I'm going to rewind. I'm rewinding. When I was in my early 20s, I was, like I said, about 280s, and they were like, would you like to have weight loss surgery? And I said, no, because that meant I failed. That meant that I wasn't able to lose the weight naturally. I wasn't, if you don't lose it naturally, you didn't, it's fraudulent. You're not good enough. You're a failure. I was like, I'm going to lose it naturally because that makes me better than everybody else who had the surgery. That was what my brain, I was like, I'm better than those people.
Better than those diseases.
Yeah. And that was really, that was really what I believed. Then they asked me to get it again in my 30s. And I was like, yes, I'll take the surgery. At that point, I was over 300 pounds. I was mobility wise. I was like, I need help. Yeah. And I was willing to be, open and vulnerable and get the help. And they said, my insurance at that time said, no, you can't have it because the insurance was through a school or not a school, an agency. And they said, it's a cosmetic procedure.
Why?
So they said I could not get weight loss surgery because it was a cosmetic procedure, meaning it was only for external reasons, or I don't know. I don't know how they figured that was legit, but it wasn't. So they wouldn't give me the surgery. And then I tried again, and I was able to get it in my 40s. So I didn't get my surgery until I was like 41 years old. So I mean, I just recently had it. And it's going really well. It's going really well. But yeah.
So almost 3 decades you've been on this journey and struggling. But
Yes.
keep, trying, getting up every time and trying again.
There's no prize for muscling it the hardest to lose your weight.
No.
There's no prize. Like the prize was 3 decades of not being able to do things that I probably would have been able to do. But I mean, I don't know that to be true, but I do know that I spent the last 3 decades not being able to have full access to my body.
Yeah. And the expense also, I don't know if you paid for those services, those products, I think. And also, I think every time that it didn't work out or you regain the weight, anyway, for me, it was like it was chipping away at my self-confidence, my self-belief. I failed yet again. So that cost so detrimental to every aspect of my life, feeling like I was less than because I just can't lose the weight or I just can't keep off the weight. And it's really funny how we all know that we've all, if we're honest, we've all had that dialogue of, well, I'll show them, I'll do it all by myself. And then we know people in our lives that still think we've cheated and we should have done it the natural way. But we also know people who are still struggling with their weight, still insisting that they're going to do it the natural way and losing valuable time. So I think we're winning.
I think I'm winning now. I do. I had to let go of the idea that natural weight loss means I'm better. I had to let it go. I had to let it go. It was hard because I like what you said about time, because that's what I really lost. I lost the weight, but what I really lost was time, valuable time.
And that's the one thing that we all have, we don't have enough of as it stands. And just lose. And if you really think about all the time that you've thought about what diet next, the dialogues in your head, the headspace that it had been taking up, what amazing things have you been using that brain space for? It took space, and I always think of that. And I think time is so valuable, and I'm grateful that now it gives me that freedom. So bariatric surgery has given me back my time. So that's just amazing. And I think all of us, we can all relate so much to that. It's because media, pharmaceuticals, whoever it may be, thinks weight loss, bit like your insurance, that is cosmetics. It's our fault. It's not. We know it's like high blood pressure. It's an illness. It's metabolic. It's our body. We've got no real control over what our body does. And so understanding that there's set points and our body is very smart and it slows us down. It just wants to keep where it feels safe. That it's actually not our. We couldn't I think natural weight loss is for a lot of people is something they're never going to be able to achieve because the body won't allow it. What do you think?
I agree 100%. I mean, in my weight loss journey, I've lost over 200 pounds, probably over 300 pounds. And I've gained back 500, 600, so I think that I know how to lose weight naturally. Be impressed. I might start adding that hashtag back, natural weight loss. I've done it before, but I'm okay with unnatural weight loss at this point.
Yeah.
At this point, if that's what we're calling it, unnatural weight loss, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and biology is at play. The body's
Yes.
amazing. It keeps us alive.
Hmm.
And we're not going to win that game because we are jeopardizing the natural position that our body wants to stay. I don't know if you know much about, set points, but this
I
theory,
was just about to say set point. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I know it's argued, and there's people who argue against it, but I really do believe that the body has taken to this set point, decided this is where, we're safest or we're not going to starve to death. And it will continue to go back there because every time we've lost the weight, I've always gained more and you've always gained more
Yeah.
because it's just for insurance. It wants just for safety, just in case, God forbid, next time you lose a bit more and die. So
Hmm.
uh, I don't see how, except something like bariatric surgery, I don't know about the new medication, but, I don't know how traditional diets can help somebody lose £100, over £100, and then stay that way for over 10 years because the percentages are diabolical as they stand of people who keep off weight. I can go on a tangent about this, but amazing. So you had the weight loss so it was all done in America, and what was that journey like?
Well, I went through Cleveland Clinic, which is one of the best hospital systems in the States.
Amazing.
And they crushed it. They crushed it. It was seamless.
Mm-hmm.
And the surgery itself was smooth. I didn't have a lot of physical pain,
Mm-hmm.
but I had a lot of mental pain in terms of brain fog. I just was real after anesthesia. I was very dumb. I was a dumb baby. I was like, where am I? What's happening? So they kept me in the hospital because I was refusing to eat. And I was like, just not smart. I was like, where am I? I was just real,
Yeah,
just out of it.
yeah.
But physical pain wise, I was never like, I was never in like acute pain.
Mhm.
They stab you and they take your stomach. So I'm in some pain, but I was never in physical pain due to having the surgery.
Mhm.
Um, I was in the hospital, like I said, a little longer. I had the surgery on a Tuesday,
Mhm.
and I didn't leave the hospital till Friday. But that was because I just didn't snap back
Mhm.
mentally very quickly. And
Mhm.
then I took off work for like a week.
Mhm.
So that week, and then the following week I took off,
Mhm.
and that was an error on my part because that's when I started to have the most like
Mhm.
physical symptoms. My body was exhausted. I had just had they just went inside me with some robot arms. So it was just, you're in so much, you don't know what's going on. So I went back to work and I was a wreck. I was a wreck. I was tearful at work. I was having the worst days ever. My clients were like, ma'am, you're gonna have to get it together. You cannot be my therapist if you are a wreck. And I was like, I know. So I got it together. And then at that point, I started really losing weight really well. The system, I have appointments at the beginning, I think it was every 3 months, then it went 6 months, and now we're at like a year. At some point, I got to follow up soon now for some blood work, but very smooth. If I wanted to, I could do weekly meetings. They have meetings. That kind of keep you in the fold. Not weekly, monthly meetings.
Mhm.
So yeah, they keep you in the fold. So they don't just say like, all right, bye, you had surgery, never speak to us again. No, they were really, really caring. And the pre-op procedure was extensive.
Mhm.
I remember starting it in November, December, and I didn't have my surgery, like I said, until July.
Mhm. Wow.
So it was extensive. It was lots of classes and blood work and nutritionists and psychiatry. So they were very diligent in making sure that you were a good candidate for the surgery
Mhm.
and that you had the tools necessary for after surgery if you're going to be successful. And so far I've been successful. I'm currently in my first, what I would call like, place where I have to do a lot more to lose weight at 18 months than I had to do at 6. So at this point I'm going to have to do some things to
Mm.
lose weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's be really good and comprehensive. So, in preparation, what was you had classes, and how
Mhm.
did you feel that you were being, now that 18 months post, do you think that was adequate, the prepping and the classes for what was to come?
Yes. Yes, I do. The classes talk about intuitive eating. They talk about what to what to eat, how much to eat. I I think they did a great job of like letting us know what was to come. They did a really good job. Um, I personally would love another class right now, and they told me I could take classes. I need a refresher on 18 months out. What should my portion size? Not should, but what could my portion sizes look like?
What did you have? I don't remember you saying. Did you have
I had the sleeve,
Okay, yeah.
and because of the weight that I started at, and because insurance is kind sometimes, they said they called the procedure is called gastric sleeve. What is it? VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. This is called gastric sleeve something, because what happens is this time the insurance said, all right, because of your starting weight, you are a candidate for RNY. So I'm a candidate for RNY. But to do that, we have to do the sleeve first.
Right. Okay.
So I'm now at the point where they're kind of like, all right, so you did great. You lost a lot of weight. Are you ready for the second procedure?
Yeah. Wow.
So I have to make a decision. And I think I don't know if this is my old brain saying, you can do it. Or if I'm like truly believing that to be true. But I think I'm kind of at a place where I don't necessarily want another surgery. But why are you doing eyes at me? Tell me what you want. Say it, Safi. Say it.
I'm trying to develop my poker face for interviews because I can't use it in my videos because my face is so.
Your face is giving it away.
I tell you, as somebody who's had to have revision mainly for acid problems.
Okay.
I sometimes, and now who works with people and talks to people a lot, I just think give yourself the best chance. The sleeve, a lot of people eventually end up having revision anyway. Now it's on the table for you. You're still at the early stages. It'd probably be a seamless plan to just go through it. That's what I think, rather than going back to, putting all the responsibility back on yourself. Why?
It's hard.
Who's going to give you a medal anyway and be like, oh, you did it the first time, just with your, it's that faulty thinking back there again, that part of the brain.
It's back.
It's back.
Well, part of it is, okay, so I really only want to lose, I'd only want to lose, but I want to get down to 200 under my highest weight. And then I'm pretty done. Like I don't necessarily need to get down to Wonderland. That's not the destination that I need to get to. I wouldn't mind getting plastics, but I think my BMI still would be too high. I'm kind of like, I'm not pushing on the gas to like go. But at the same time, like I don't know. I would love to lose the weight that I want to lose and then keep because like I don't hate my body. Like it looks cute when I wear clothes and when I dance, and I'm like, it ain't bothering me. I'm cute. But I still have, there's still weight to be lost, and there's still things that my body is struggling to do. So, I mean, there's still weight to be lost. I'm not denying that at all.
And I think, as we know, our body's amazing and what it can do is amazing. And that's not where we come from now. It's more of how do we optimize for the best health for the rest of our lives? How do we give our body the best chance? And knowing what we know, that actually there's a percentage of chance that we're all going to regain some weight at some point. Getting to the lowest point that we can to give us that bit of scope.
Yeah.
With age, with illnesses, with whatever's coming. Hopefully, we'll be really healthy and great. But so that we could be healthier for longer and happier for longer and agile and, and do all the wonderful things that our body can do and just support it to be stronger for longer. That's the place I would come from. I'm 8 years out, and eventually down the line, I know menopause is coming. I know all sorts of things are coming, and the body will make its own adjustments, and So yeah. So anyway, that's but it's great that you've got the opportunity. Anyway, it's just amazing that that's there for you. And yeah, brilliant. So wherever you decide, it's gonna be amazing. If, for example, if you did decide to wait a couple of years, are they okay with that?
I don't think so. I think it's kind of like I think it's within like a year or two, but I don't know 100%. Like they were making, when I went most recently, they were kind of like, well, you got X amount of time, but they really didn't say what X was. So
okay. Sure. Oh, exciting times indeed. So with all that, so what have you been able to do in the last 18 months? How has your relationships changed? What's changed?
Because I think I lost weight.
Nice.
But I'm still not, I'm sure what people would expect for weight loss surgery. I don't know. And maybe this is all my own stuff, but I lost 160 pounds so far.
Wow. Amazing.
But not because I don't think it looks like, I think people know I lost weight, but a person that doesn't know me doesn't know that I had it.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like I don't look like a small person. I don't look like a normal.
Well, society's normal, right? Like society.
Those people. Yeah. I don't look like, yeah. I like what's happening right now. I like the way my weight is kind of transferring and where it's showing up at. And, but like I said, the hardest part is that I don't feel like I look different. So that makes my brain have a hard time. Like it looks different, but I don't know. I'm not getting, hold on. Maybe I'm having a breakthrough. I don't think I'm getting treated that differently.
Okay.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's my thinking.
Yeah. 18 months is still quite early as well. So, 18 months it's still early anyway. So you're still, your weight is still going, right? So you're still in that transformation stage anyway.
I could be if I would stop eating the worst foods that you could put in your body. Yeah.
Right. Talk to me more about that. So do you think old habits are returning?
Old habits showed back up. They're here. Yeah. But I'm making conscious effort to not let them be back. But yeah, the old habits came back. My sweet tooth came back. It's just been, yeah.
And then, so with that, then is it, when would you go and when would you go back and be like, this is happening? Have you had that conversation with them?
I kind of did when I went the most recent time, which was I think it was in November, December. And they kind of were like, all right, get blood work. You're good. And I was like, okay. So they didn't really delve into it that much. They kind of were like, all right, it happens. But yeah, my sweet tooth is definitely back. And I like the term that people use now called food noise.
Yeah.
I didn't have, so I would say the first 9 months after surgery, I didn't have any food noise. Like food wasn't even that
suppressed. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just hormones, right? It's just hormones, and they're back, and they were always going to return. So, and I don't think sweets are the devil anyway, right? Food demonization. It's like, I know it's huge on Instagram, for the love of God. Don't get me started on the Facebook groups. I'm in one, but I don't find it useful, but whatever. We just re-traumatize each other. That's what we do. But I just, I think I haven't weighed myself in 2.5 years. I don't weigh my food. I don't I don't limit what I eat. I just, I have actually just started seeing a dietitian because I had weight loss surgery abroad. But what I've learned is to just plan and then plan things in and be in control of the input rather than worry about what the scales are saying or what everybody else is saying. It's just so educating myself on what do I need protein, what do I need to live a healthy life, because I didn't want to be a slave to dieting. That's why I had the surgery in the first place. So why am I going to live this life of, there's nothing wrong with protein shakes or bars when you need them, right, at the beginning of the journey. But I didn't want to have to be relying on them for the rest of my life. I wanted to eat real food and live a real life. So I think there's nothing wrong with having a sweet tooth as long as it's in balance.
I agree with you 100%. But mine was not using that word balance.
Okay.
It was getting out of control. I mean, and so I've been trying most recently to honor the fact that I do like sweets, but right now I'm not gonna do it for the 6 months up until my surgery. Wait, am I at 18 months? Is that math right? Yeah, 18 plus 6 is 24.
I'm really bad at numbers as well.
But I think that sounds right. So I said for the next 6 months, I'm gonna try to go cleaner, but I'm not gonna be punitive and be cruel to myself, but I'm gonna go much more on the protein first. I'm going to go back to that old adage. And I did some meal prepping. Like you were saying, I did some meal, a little bit. I did at least 4 or 5 meals this week. I prepped them. So that helped immensely. But sugar is the love of my life. I probably,
Me too.
Okay.
I think I'm a sugar addict, and I know people say that you can't get addicted to food, and I don't know, I differ. So I think, Doris, people deny that cigarettes could kill people. So I'm sure in 20 years down the line that, sugar, but I'm okay with it because of all the things to be addicted to. It was my coping mechanism. We're just becoming friends. We know where we stand, me and sugar, So so I don't think there's demonizing the food triggers, in my opinion, it triggers the part of your brain that gets freaked out and then wants to binge. So I try to stay away from all that kind of that noise, really. But you're okay there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So in regards to, fantastic. So just something else has just come up for me there with that. What else is happening in your life in the sense of with the sweet returning? Is there any other new stresses in your life?
Yeah. I mean, I had a breakup, and that was kind of brutal.
Yeah.
And then just navigating life.
Yeah.
Food always was my number one space of refuge. If I needed to get a lot of work done, I would put food around me, and I could do anything. It was there for comfort. It was there for energy. It was there for motivation. Food was my everything. And now I have to find new things that will help me to get my tasks done. And I'm still yet to find what that is.
Amazing. And it's because you're only 18 months in and you've got the rest of your life to figure out what are my other things.
But I think I'm broke. I think mine is broken.
No, never. That's just your stories in your head.
I feel like I swear I could eat a lot of food. I get so nervous that I think I stretched it all the way back out. I know for a fact that's not true. I know it's not true. There's no way. But in my head, I'm like, I ate half a cheeseburger. I stretched it out. It's broken. But I know it's not true. But in my brain.
So that's the thing. Nobody does nothing to your brain. They don't do. You lay there and they take out 80% of your stomach, they staple your stomach, but they do nothing to your faulty brain. And that is the problem. and your brain is the problem. And I love, my favorite quote is, don't let your worst enemy or your biggest enemy live between your two ears.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason I started the podcast. That's my journey. And I think mine lived there for a long time and it was very, very loud. Now it's there, but a lot quieter. So it's so much about mindset than it is about anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But you're 18 months to 41 years old. You're 41 years old. So actually, how many years have you lived with? And you're 18 months out, you know? So it's going to take time.
Yeah.
You know? To be kind to yourself, just compassion. I think we're all going to find a happy medium somewhere, but a lot of the work just can't be put on the thing, you know, and then you controlling it, you then turn into your willpower again, right? Because it didn't work for us in the first place, did it? Our willpower. So yeah, before you're like, Safi, I did not come here from, you know.
No, I did. No, hold on a second. I did come here for that because I think this is so useful. Just hearing the fact that you don't think I've stretched it out, even though I know I haven't. But I mean, just hearing that and also hearing you say that you had a revision, even though it was for acid reflux, you did it. You still did it, you know. And I don't know. That's just kind of, so I am getting something out of it. I came here for all of it.
Good. And I'm glad. And I hope somebody listening in here gets that. Actually, we all doubt ourselves. We're all scared at every step of the journey. But a lot of it is it's in our head a lot of the times. It's the story. It's the faulty stories that we got from our family, we got from society. But how do we challenge them in the most loving way without shaming ourselves? Yep. So, so with all that to be said, so your journey, what else is going to come after? What else are you going to do? What take up dancing? What else have you got planned?
Current 6-month plan is I really want to focus on getting in the gym. Nice. I have a friend online who has a calendar. And it has the word each of the months, and in each of you color in the different parts of the word, and then at the end of the month you see how much you colored in. Amazing. So I'm going to do that with a calendar. I'm going to color in my calendar how many days I go to the gym.
Amazing.
So I want to start going to the gym more. I said for February my goal is to go 14 times.
Okay.
That's not every day. It's not every day. I've already missed one day, so I got to figure it out. But but I think that's reasonable. And then each month I'm going to add a day. I'll say like 15. Next month I'll do 15 days. So I just want to increase my movement, and I want to tighten up my nutrition, tighten up the kitchen, and then I want to get back into the space of being able to not only motivate myself, but motivate others too. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I know you're quite active on Instagram.
I was, but then I start being a secret eater.
Right. And
honestly, people probably need to know that part of the journey too, to be honest.
Indeed. I think a lot of people get value from that. Then everybody just coming to Instagram when everything's great. Because that's really not, you know, that's just all fake life. Well, not fake life, but if we all choose to just show the good bits, then what happens when life gets real, right? Amazing. No, it's brilliant. And you said, you know, you were athletic. So all that is still the person, you know. So that's all great stuff that you can tap back into as your body allows you to, you know. Yeah. Amazing. Brilliant. Well, you know, unless there's anything else, I always like to just to give people some takeaways, or, you know, just think of that person, like I was saying to you before we started recording, that person who's really just overwhelmed and feeling alone. So what would you say to somebody that's, let's say, just even thinking about bariatric surgery? What would you say to that person?
I would say it's life-changing. And I would make a joke because that's what I do. I would say, come get some of this unnatural weight loss because it's worth it. It's worth it. You will get back, like we said, time, and you'll get back mobility. That was one of the biggest things, was my mobility was really on a decline. So being able to get my mobility back has been one of the best parts of this journey.
Amazing. And it's gonna have its ups and downs, and in this conversation you can hear, the dilemma just doesn't go away, because we're all human anyway.
Yeah.
But the upside, the gain is so much more than anything else, I find anyway. But, and I think, like you were saying about just that first bit when you were crying a lot, I really liken that to baby blues, that first part. And then there's going to be the next couple of years of just your relationships changing on so many different levels, and the loss. And I don't think we make space for that bit of losing almost your best friend because you can't eat the way you always did.
Yeah.
And I think we need to give ourselves grace for that and space for that and be okay with it. Fantastic. Well, unless there's anything else lovely that you want to add, I will let you go. But is there anything else you want to share with us? How can we find you? You up to anything interesting that you want to say about?
Oh, sure. Well, one of the big things that I'm doing is I am currently on a podcast with another therapist, and it's called the Sugar and Spice Unfiltered Therapist Podcast.
Amazing.
And we're gonna try to we're in the process of revamping it.
Lovely.
And I am also in the process of rebranding my personal podcast, which is called the Meanwhile Podcast.
Amazing.
So we talk to people about what's going on in your meanwhile. So I would love to. I would love for you to be on my podcast.
I will love to. That sounds great. So what I will do is, with all this, I will make sure it's all at the bottom of the show. And so when is your podcast coming back? We like accountability around here. When is it coming back?
Oh, I like that. I like accountability. Well, we're meeting today to discuss. So I'm hopeful. Actually, maybe I'll give myself a Valentine's Day treat, and I'll say it's coming out by Valentine's Day.
Amazing.
In the States, that's February 14th. Is it over there February 14th also?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is Valentine's Day, February 14th. Amazing. The only thing is, I don't know if your podcast will come out by then. That's the only thing.
Nonetheless, accountability.
Yes. But everybody, it should be out. And you should have a couple of episodes perhaps waiting.
Yeah. Well, there's episodes already there, but unfortunately we had stops. So we're back at it again, So
amazing. That sounds really exciting. Sorry, I just said it in my throat. Oh, that sounds really, really, really good. Yeah. How amazing. So everybody, go and check out your podcast. I'm gonna what is your Instagram handle? What is
Meanwhile Kells. So it's Meanwhile Kells.
Fantastic. And I should have that all on the bottom. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed our chat. And thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Safi.
And thank you, everybody. See you next week. I appreciate you for being here with me. I hope you got some value from this episode. If so, please give me a review. It will make me super happy and support others from our community to find the podcast. Share it with your Barry bestie. Connect with me on Instagram at Gastric Mindset. It'll be wonderful to hear from you.